I went into the system and they didn't care that I starved. They didn't give me enough money. You know, you're supposed to go get your food stamps. They didn't give me enough money to even feed myself or my children due to not having like proper documentations that require money to get, which I didn't have. It was a hard year, a very hard year. There were a lot of judgments that I went back with my partner, who I know loves me more than the system, more than any of you that support the system, and more than any of you that tried to contact me or offer any sort of help. Honestly, he loves me more, he does more for me than any of you ever will or could do. We created 2 children together. That's stressful on a person. We're trying to not join the system because the system is abusive to people and trains people to be abusive to more people and keep creating the system that's systematic and squared and boxed in. So I am a circular being. I am a feminine being. I am a form, as many of you beautiful goddesses are as well, and I'm speaking mostly to mothers over the age of 30, because we are the ones that hold the key to the true existence of the feminine, the goddess. We're the true ones that hold that key to turn it and open that reality back open. And that reality doesn't come in the form of a rich man that's going to buy it for you and give you your palace and it's going to be all jewels. You're fooled. It comes on a path of going through understanding when you have nothing but the soil and the earth under you and maybe a few seeds and you've created life and your children need you. That's when you have the keys to open those doorways, those secrecies that Kuan Yin knew, that Isis knew, that Magdalena knew, that many goddesses that maybe we don't even know how to speak their names knew. Right now, I am dealing with stress. I gave up cannabis, and I'm doing this completely with only like little tea, maybe, my herbal teas, but I've given up cannabis completely, which I did use as a crutch this entire past year to get through the transition of trying to be on my own. Yeah. And that was not a wise thing to do, but it was how I chose to see through the spiral. And I accept that without judgment, because we shouldn't judge.